Daddy's home.
Daddy's home.
Cake every night. Cake.
Cake. Cake. Cake. Daddy's home.
Cake every night.
Cake. Cake.
Run! It's Godzilla!
Shut up, Sean.
King Kong ain't got on me!
Jack, did you see what somebody wrote about you? Somebody wrote Big Jack got his big dick ready. You could have been Sean.
Find me a monster fast, and that's it.
Hard, bitch.
Did you ever meet anyone before whose life was saved by Deep Throat?
You must have thought it was a gun.
Oh, send it!
Shut up, Sean.
We'll do it live.
Shut up, Sean.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Daddy's home.
Cake every night.
Shut up, Sean.
That's great.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I forgot how great that was.
Oh man, how long has it been?
Well, our part 3 video was uploaded in August.
Well, I mean, like,
So-
how long has it been since we've streamed together? Is what I want to know.
Probably June, May, summertime.
Well, let's take a look. Let's look at your channel videos.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's been so long. I'm trying to think.
We didn't stream as much when we were streaming a lot up to the trailer. And once that hit, it was like,
You know what? I can't remember. I cannot remember the last time we streamed.
the trailer came out almost a year ago too, which is crazy.
What's up, chat? I think everyone's like, oh my god, they're back. It's a new year, a new start. Tomorrow I got some videos to post.
Cool.
But you know what? We got some big news. Guess who hit 2,000?
Who?
Me.
Yeah.
Finally. And you know what that means, Ryan? I have a promise to you that I have to keep.
You do have to keep it.
That's right. I did promise. So that special video is in the starting stages of being worked on again. I have to go back into it with a new eye, but I have started. I was watching to get some homework on it. So
Good.
Somebody said the last stream was in March. Holy fuck.
Oh, maybe.
Where did this year go by? It doesn't feel like a year has passed since our initial trailer hype.
Turn on my camera, I guess, for everybody. Oh wait, I put it in square mode, so I gotta frame it.
Yeah, that's why my
Well, with
avatar's
me, after the
Godzilla.
movie came out, I did a couple things about the comics, and then it was I got a job in the summer, and I was after June, I was nope.
Yeah, it's been kind of a crazy year. It was 2021 flew by. I ended the year getting hit with the virus, so that was fun. Literally, June was I was out of commission for 2-3 weeks. I still try to do some comic book reviews, but it was just a week where I'm I can't do anything. It's just not going to happen. But I got better once Spider-Man came out, and then been good ever since.
Haven't seen Spider-Man yet. Almost did. Didn't see it.
Is that Pierce in the chat?
Yeah, it is. I actually talked to Pierce recently too, which was a long time.
Oh, look at this! All the shut up, Sean's. Can we get the chats on the screen? Look at this. There's another one earlier up. We have to show. Thank you.
Yeah. There was a question I did want to answer. I need to go find the actual question now. Wait a minute. I knew where it was. Oh, here it is. They want to know if we have enough material for part 4 of the cutting room floor conspiracy. No.
Unfortunately, we don't.
We've scraped the barrel.
Yeah, we scraped the bottom of the barrel. But if you guys want to see something cool, you guys can check out my what's next for the MonsterVerse video. Let's put a link in the chat for that.
You can throw it up if you want in your chat.
We go ahead.
Yep, Sean put together a pretty comprehensive wrap-up of basically any scraps that we might have missed from our video. It's pretty much there in that. But it's more concerned with the future, which I did want to talk about today.
Yes.
So.
I know that video I covered. My God, that video took me an entire week to edit. That took so long to do. Because, like I said, it was just getting the footage, getting everything in order, and just so much stuff.
Yeah. I'm actually pissed. Like the days have gone by, I totally forgot Jack's big episode uploaded.
Oh yes, that's right. Big Jack Films and the Angry Video Game Nerd crossover.
I don't know how much. I don't know anything about it. So, even though I'm a patron, you'd think I would know, but
Yes. So that one. So Jack had two of the most epic crossovers back to back. He had the crossover with me, which was the Hook
Right.
review.
The Hook. That was a great video. I watched all the way through.
Yeah, I was very proud of that. Like that was a really fun one to do. It gave me an excuse to morph into a Power Ranger. Which one of the outtakes is me like jumping up and just hitting my head on the fucking ceiling. Oh man. Oh, I should say thank you, Martin. I'm glad I'm feeling pretty good too. Yeah, like I mean, it's COVID just pretty much just hit my entire family, and like it pretty much like a lot of people I know have just been getting it right now. So it's been pretty bad. So I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there.
I had a scare. I didn't actually get it. My girlfriend had it, and somehow I didn't test positive, unless I gave it to her, which is my theory. But that was, it's all over and done.
Yep.
So in terms of the MonsterVerse, I mean, like, we're in a weird spot. I mean,
The only
again,
thing
like,
officially announced is the anime.
right. I mean, and like I said, we're coming up on a year anniversary of the trailer, which was like late January 28th or something. But right, it's the King Kong anime, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can always refer back to my What's Next for the MonsterVerse. I have all the tabs broken down, so if you need to pull up any information on it. But yeah, that was I'm very proud of that video. Like that video did pretty well. It's like almost at 5,000 views. Thank you, King Venomzilla. I appreciate it.
Oh, I want to also thank everybody for a couple of things. First of all, since I've been away, I hit 6K.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks everybody for that. I actually, since I started the stream, I've lost a subscriber, so that's that's fine. And just thanks to everybody for continuing to watch my stuff. I don't know. I guess this is not something people like to share all the time, but I didn't upload a video consistently for like months, except for the one that we did, and I got a paycheck from YouTube last month, and I was like, wow, people are still watching.
Yeah, I got a paycheck too. I got like $120 paycheck, so that was cool.
Yeah, because you have to wait till you get 100, which is kind of dumb, but it took me like 3.5 months to get that this time.
Is that Pero Koki? I have not seen him since GVK, I think.
Yep, he's back.
Good to see you back.
He has a music channel now.
Oh, cool. He says the MonsterVerse is probably over. No, well, they officially announced the Skull Island anime.
Right, that's tough though. Like, here's the thing about that.
The MonsterVerse was literally the only big hit for Warner Brothers this year. It was
true
their biggest hit because they lost so much money on so many movies. But then again, they are trying to boost HBO. But they did also kind of bring back the movies in a way because GVK was the movie that reopened cinemas.
Right.
And even then, when it opened up, it was like real heavy restrictions, not like there are now.
Everybody tried to say that, like, there was like articles that were like snubbing the movie, like, oh, Venom is gonna revive cinema and stuff, for Spider-Man. I was like, it already happened, But then at the same time, it's like they weren't really revived. People just went for the first time again, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Because every movie's a loss now in the theaters. Like I saw Licorice Pizza with my girlfriend only because I like Paul Thomas Anderson. That movie lost a shit ton of money, but it'll make money on streaming and stuff. That's like all they care about now.
Right. That's such a weird title for a movie. Licorice Pizza.
I don't even know what the title means still. It was a 70s thing. But yeah, so here's the thing about the Skull Island anime. I feel like this has happened maybe before, where I feel like everybody gets caught up in the hype, so then they get quick development deals, and then they announce it, and they're really far behind.
Mm-hmm.
So it could fall apart. But then again, the Pacific Rim anime announcement was a long time ago, and they did follow through on it. Like I remember making videos 2019, maybe even, that, or maybe early 2020, like, oh, Pacific Rim anime, probably not going to happen.
That's right. I forgot that came out. Like, there's so much. Like, 2021 just flew by.
Right.
If I'm
And
being honest, like,
that came out in like March or April or something.
yeah, it was honestly. I really liked the anime. I completely forgot about it until somebody brought it up, and I'm like, holy shit, that's right. That did come out.
That was a good series.
Yeah, best series of 2021 was still Cobra Kai season 4. I watched the season like twice already. I just spent my December 30th binging it. That's such a great show. Perfect continuation of a franchise years later, like in the same continuity, not like rebooting.
Mm.
But I think
And it was
Karakoke's right there. He's like,
What?
like the Spider-Man?
No, I'm looking at this comment. I don't know if really the first movie. I mean, they said they were going to make a comic, like a manga, and they made it. Maybe you're mistaking it for that, but I don't think they announced it in the first movie.
Right. Fire Tyzilla says something about the merchandise, and the merchandise did very well for GVK.
Oh, I'm sure. And home video probably too.
Home video, I think it made like 25, 26 million, but it's also on HBO Max.
Right. We also, to me, I think they need to be a lot better at streaming statistics like they used to do TV ratings, because I can't find a good source to get any accurate information.
And, like, it's so easy to lie about those streaming numbers. And like, I can't get like any good numbers on like home media sales or anything. Box office, yeah, that you can get, but like anything else, it's like, it's kind of challenging.
Here,
Godzilla Singular Point, that's another thing that came out too.
Right. But coming back to another streaming thing, I just watched the Netflix movie Don't Look Up, and like that film, it made, I know it only had a limited theater run, but it only made $700,000 in the box office, yet it had like 100 million watch hours or something stupid. Like, and it was really like the most watched thing on Netflix opening weekend in a long time. And like that data needs to be out there, because that's more important now.
Right.
And I couldn't find anything on GVK. Like, there were some reports like, oh, it did better than Wonder Woman maybe, but I didn't see any numbers.
Like, some people were like going by like the Samba TV ratings. It was like, it was at the time the most watched event in HBO Max history at like 3.6 million. But then people said like Mortal Kombat did better in streaming, but definitely not box office.
Right.
So,
and you know, HBO Max also has pretty limited history too. So
right. Exactly.
Rob from ETN. Yeah, I like Rob. I've been watching Rob since like I was in sixth grade, literally. Rob always has good takes, and he's usually pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
So, haven't been on a live stream since. Oh, I remember Hunter. I think you might have been on our CCXB stream, which did hit its 1-year anniversary too.
I know we missed CCXP this year, but I guess there was really nothing.
I didn't expect there to be.
Yeah, like it's like we're kind of in that point where we're just kind of waiting for news. But like I said, the toy sales did well. The movie did well financially. It improved over the previous film. So we're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens next. I mean, people involved have said, yeah, there's going to be more stuff, but we just don't know what. It's kind of like the waiting game. So they're probably just renegotiating contracts, I would assume, and just trying to like probably expand the license, because Toho just gets all this extra money from the movies. So, and it just helps with brand recognition. So like, why not? It's like, heck, it's not going to stop them from making their movies. They just can't make them the same year, I guess. So.
Let's see. This is a good website. The Numbers. This includes DVD sales and everything.
Yeah, I think I've looked at it earlier today. But the numbers, they don't update very regularly. Yeah, the GVK trailer is the most viewed Warner Brothers trailer of all time on YouTube, with like over 100 million views.
So we see here they give us home market performance. I mean,
well, to be fair, like
million.
That's good, but like DVD and Blu-ray sales, like stores are not carrying movies like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll go, like I went to Best Buy. They have like no DVD or Blu-ray movies anymore. Like they used to be like stacked, but they like cleaned out like half their stuff. So it's tougher to find like any movies in the store anymore.
Right. I mean, just looking back at this, all things considered, these are not bad numbers.
Right. Especially given like when it came out.
I mean, domestic almost made up the budget. You know, I mean, the marketing was a little pricey for this one. I don't know if it was as expensive as King of the Monsters, but
No, the marketing was a lot cheaper, I heard, because it was a really limited. I think it was like 70 million, I heard, which is a lot cheaper than.
they might even have it.
Because, like I said, we waited to the very last minute for a trailer.
Is there? I'm trying to see full financials. Jesus.
No, like the numbers aren't fully accurate. So
Now it's probably gonna make me like sign up for some garbage. Yeah, let's see this. I mean,
you can look at the details for all the other MonsterVerse films. I think 2014 had the strongest Blu-ray sales, or maybe Skull Island. But King of the Monsters had really good home video sales. That's a movie that's kind of like gained an audience more, I feel like, in the aftermarket than in theaters.
I mean, a lot of films are that way.
Right. Like
They make their money at home.
you can just go to the summary and it should give you a listing of the MonsterVerse, all the films.
Oh shit! I didn't look at that. Fuck.
MonsterVerse right there.
Yeah, this is 8 million more at home for DVD sales.
Yep. And that's not including like see, you can't find like accurate numbers on like rentals or buying off Amazon. You know what I mean? Like the digital numbers and like TV deals and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's weird. They really should show that shit.
Right.
All right.
So 2014 is still best domestically. Skull
Not
Island.
surprising.
Skull Island is the biggest movie overall box office, but it also came out in a different time. Because even when GVK opened up in theaters, not all states' theaters were opened up.
Right.
That's why they had this day and date release. So,
Dude, when I went in to see it, like, literally Friday. No, it was Saturday. The second day open. Besides me and my 3 other friends, there were like 4 people in the theater.
yeah, when I went, it was packed. Like,
I'm also in the middle of nowhere, so.
right, true.
What was I gonna look at? Oh, 2014.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe like 2
Wow.
billion.
DVD sales are actually the best for this movie. I gotta check Skull Island though.
But then again, like some of these things are like they don't always update.
This movie's also older, so.
Right. So
Um,
numbers aren't quite as like I don't know how often they update.
Who knows?
39?
Anyway, I'm
Like
done
Skull
sharing that.
Yeah. Let's look at some comments here. Weta did an amazing job. Yes, they did. What do you think the upcoming Kong anime series will be like? I don't know. Like, is it going to be a Hollow Earth series?
Did they give detail? I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna look at the old articles.
It just said Skull Island, so it's probably a prequel. Tough
Give
to
me
say.
some fucking news.
Have
There
you
we go,
heard
it's
Playmates is
IGN.
making more figures? Yes, I've heard about that. I don't see the Kaiju movie that is, but I'm not going to hold my breath waiting for it. Jack says he might jump on. That'd be
I'll
cool.
have to give him the link in a minute.
Well, he might jump on, so which would be cool.
Oh,
3 of us.
it says it right here. Ready? I'm gonna share this with you guys. This is like the log line, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
A shipwrecked crew, an enormous can't read. An island of monsters, and one king to rule them all. So shipwrecked crew. So probably nothing to do with Monarch.
Okay, so somebody's
what?
saying it's set before Marlowe lands. Maybe it's the Venturer
Oh, I think it's the Wanderer.
or Wanderer. What was the Venturer?
Right.
I don't know.
2005, I think.
Okay.
33 one was Wanderer.
Okay. Well, I mean, whatever the one was
Yeah.
in Skull Island. So.
Right. That makes sense, actually. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, when did they say that he was saying, like, he got there in the 40s, it probably came, like, 20, 30 years before he did or something, so that puts us in, like, 1910s, which is when they originally wanted to set the movie until,
Right.
Jordan was like, let's make it Vietnam.
Yep. No, which I'm glad, because I feel like we've done
Isn't it-
the whole 30s, 20s, and all that before. Vietnam makes it more exciting.
So, we know who's making it, and it was announced almost a year ago.
So that's kind of where we're at. So let me ask you, Ryan, what do you want to see next for the MonsterVerse?
Well, I mean, we've discussed this is what's tough for me to decide and understand. We know a bunch of the stuff that was like cut, right?
Right.
Are they ignoring that completely, or like are they going to pretend that doesn't exist and that fans don't know about it, or are they going to bring that out later? Like that alien stuff, did they hide it because they want to wait for it, or did they hide it because they're ignoring that and they're moving on to something else? Like that's what I want to know. Because they cut all that stuff from QBK. Does it exist? Does it not? I don't know, but I would like to see some Hollow Earth stuff. But I think we're honestly due for kind of like a BC movie, not just what Michael Dougherty said, but also including Kong in there too. Like just all the lore that they've been explaining, just show it. Like cave paintings, I've had enough of them.
I feel like that'd be a good chance to do an animation, like an anime series.
Could be, but like also like
avenue.
The Hollow Earth humans are another cool thing that they've talked about but not really explained a lot. That's a cool movie idea. Like explore that further.
Mm-hmm.
How did that giant cathedral thing get built that Kong went into? Like explain that stuff, which is what I thought we were going to learn in this movie and we didn't. So like
I'm gonna pull Nick Cage and I'm gonna break into the vault of Warner Brothers Legendary and I'm gonna leak this like the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
I mean, WB's been having a lot of issues of apparently hacking like every movie in existence now.
It's a weird world.
It is. Well, I mean, they're the ones getting caught with it. I mean, all studios have done it. I mean, there's an original version of Rogue One we still haven't seen, but nobody's clamoring for it.
Problem is that everything's digital too. Like, I bet a bunch of scripts are digital, and that's pretty simple to copy PDF. But like, if you just a physical script, what is someone going to do? Go home and scan it? Like,
right. It's like an NFT, easy to copy.
Give a summary or something.
Yep.
So. All right. If they start on Kong sequel, now they can have it out by his 90th B-Day next year. Oh, right. 2023.
No, there's no way.
I don't know if they care about that.
No, unless they had a script and we're shooting by the end of this year, there's no way they get it by 2023. You need like a year of post-production for these things. Unless they did animation. I don't know. Like, I just want an announcement. I feel like maybe we'll hear something on the 1-year anniversary of the trailer or the movie.
Powerhouse Animation.
So we heard that. I know in my
well, they're in Texas. They're an American company.
Right. So I know for me, I heard there was the rumors of Wingard making something. Apparently in negotiations to come back. Like he was the only one who was in negotiations to come back to make another movie. I don't think the other. Well, Gareth just kind of basically like retired from making big movies after Rogue One.
Yeah.
I kind of miss Gareth though. Like he kind of like shows up like in surprise and just he's pretty funny too. So
yeah, he's like, "Hey guys, I'm back."
Mm-hmm.
Because as much as he laid the groundwork, this like it kind of sprung from his seed, but he didn't have a bunch of input into the development. I mean, from what I've heard, the ideas he had for Godzilla 2 were pretty changed. And I don't think that was all Doherty. I think that was just script changes as well. But yeah, I mean, at this point, there's very little remnants of what he did. All of his characters are dead. Well, except for Ford, but we don't really follow him anymore.
He's busy eating cake every night. And I'm not talking about like baked goods.
Him and Sam, who's probably like 20 now or something. I was looking if I could find news on the website of the Powerhouse Animation.
I think Cinematic Trash has a good point. Like pushing for more comic books and television.
I'm not convinced the comic book sales are high, by the way. And I also don't think that that's going to satisfy a lot of fans. Like, they're cool as accessories and as, placeholders and stuff like that. But I don't think that kind of media could replace the films. Maybe
right,
TV.
Obviously. Like, it's not going to be as big, but...
Let me give Jack the link.
Okay. 1 second, I gotta mute myself.
All right, good. We can replace Sean with Jack. Okay.
I cannot be replaced. Who's gonna say? Nobody's gonna say "shut up, Jack" in the chat. It's all "shut up, Sean."
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'd be damned if we get another Lost Kong project after that friggin' TV show like 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. Oh shit, that's gonna be 5 years ago, isn't it? Damn. Right, because that was 2017. Holy crap. I mean, what the hell else are Warner Brothers busy with? Like, pretty sure DC's dead.
DC is not dead, despite what people on Twitter would have you to believe. I know everyone's like, the DC is dead. I'm like, they have 5 fucking movies coming out next year. They've got The Batman, they got Super Pets, they got Black Adam, they got The Flash, they got Aquaman. Oh, they got Batgirl apparently. So they got 6 movies. But you know, Super Pets is animated. But
Jack's here.
big fungus films.
You guys hear me? All good?
Yeah, sound all right.
Now, how's it going, guys? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been some time.
To quote the Weasleys, where have you been?
At school. That's the truth.
Well, schools here are shut down. They actually just put in a new lockdown here in Ontario.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, our the Ford government's completely incompetent. Well, what do you expect when half our province is run by Sir Topham Hatt? And I say that not because he looks like the fuck. I say it because he's fat.
God.
He looks like Donald Trump on a DeviantArt page.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Anyway, so what are we talking about?
Just shooting
whatever.
the shit, kind of wrap up any, MonsterVerse future, what's going on, what's next.
Yeah, I mean, like anything on your channel you've been thinking about, like getting into in terms of just like stuff you could pat the channel with on your end.
I mean, I had a couple ideas. I still have to do a first time reaction to Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, the original.
It's all on YouTube.
I know. I might just record it tomorrow because I got it on my mind.
Dude, I just watched it the other day. Actually, it was
I
the second movie I watched this year. Like right after midnight happened, I'm like, I'll put on GVK, and then I put on the original.
You
Godzilla
watched the GVK review after watching my review, didn't you?
I just was like, I'm like, okay, what's gonna be the first movie of 2021 or 2022 I'll watch? I'm like, GVK.
Jeez, you know what's funny? I watched it like 5 or 6 times, especially on HBO Max, and I haven't seen it in like 7 months, 6 months.
It moves by super quick. I'm like, we're already at the end. The fuck did the rest of the movie go?
I mean, especially like when you've seen it.
Did you watch my review, Ryan?
No, I haven't. I totally forgot that it came out the first. I'm gonna watch it, so don't spoil anything.
Oh, I want no spoilers. No spoilers. I mean, there's a lot of nerds. There's a lot of critics. And maybe some Cobras, but that's about it.
And maybe
I watched the
audio cameo
book
for
review
me.
was good.
Yeah, I came out really well. I actually, it's funny. I was kind of just bored. I was skimming through the internet today, and I found there was a Kong forum where I found some rare stuff, and I finally obtained a digital copy of Lorenzo Semple's Jr. script for Kong 76. It was one of the last drafts he wrote. So probably going to give that a read because I haven't read the full.
Is there an Adam
screenplay
West
yet.
Batman cameo in it?
No, but there's actually some stuff that wasn't in the film, like that. If you saw my review of the Blu-ray, I mentioned that there was an alternate ending where an alternate shot where Jack Prescott actually sees Dwan as a star and actually walks off and says, "Okay, bye, bitch, I'm out. You're too famous for me now." That's in the end of the last page of the script.
What a legend!
Yeah,
That's a real hippie move.
Well, I mean,
according
he's
to
the dude.
Well, he was called a lion.
I know.
Hippie. My favorite line in the movie.
Well, I've always wanted to see, because I imagine if like CinemaSins did a video on Kong 76, you know how at the end they do those little gags at the end? I always thought at the end where they're interrogating Jack, it's like, this doesn't mean a thing. Golfer Exxon can fix you a fake passport for the last time. Who the hell are you? I'm the dude. I don't know why. I just want somebody to edit that in. Just where it's like, I'm the dude.
Right. That's fucking great.
It's got to be you now, Jack.
Oh, I might do that now before they do. But yeah, I got the script. I found a ton of articles and newspaper articles, like from when because there's a website. Let me see if I can find it, because I saved it in my bookmarks. It's a pretty cool site. It's got a lot of cool archives of stuff from when they shot the movie. If I can get on the damn thing, I have to go to my history. Hang on. Yeah, it's called.
Jack, I have a question.
Yep.
I think I've asked you this before. Did you ever do the watch party, the 3-hour cut of Kong?
I did not yet. I honestly did not have time because I was focusing on the finale and also Christmas around the corner. But I do plan to make up for that at some point. I just don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to do that.
Okay. I will definitely want to join that.
Yeah, because I got you. I got Nerd Cage Live. Sean, if you want to join us for that, if you haven't watched it yet.
Oh, the extended cut?
Yeah.
When is that?
That I don't know when. It's just like if you want to be down for the group. I wanted to say too, yeah. So Ryan, I did send you the link to a really cool website that has a bunch of archival stuff, and there is an area where you can download the script.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool.
So,
and also, I did find out too. There is a Godzilla versus Kong ripoff from China. That
I saw that.
And I'm like, and I saw the trailer. I'm like, well, this looks like shit.
I didn't watch the trailer. I saw the poster. The poster.
You know
looked
what?
Cool.
I don't know. You know what? It's kind of fascinating because the effects look worse than an Asylum film.
What?
How?
I don't know how that's possible. So I'm scared to watch it.
Oh my
They worked more on the poster than they did the movie.
What's it called?
It's just called Monster Island or Behemoth Island, and it was made. It was pretty much made in China. I don't know why.
Monster Island was the.
Because Godzilla vs. Kong did well in China. I don't know why the fuck they're making their own ripoffs. Like, I'll send you a poster of this. Like, it looks promising. Like, they worked hard on the poster, but the movie is utter shit.
I'll have to throw that up.
Yeah, like, look at this shit. Like, this. It looks like Kong versus Ghidorah right here.
I'll share this.
Like, this is a real
That actually
movie.
looks pretty good.
But here's the thing.
I would watch that.
Because I've only reviewed, like, one of the Kong Asylum ripoffs. I've actually thought about doing, like, a whole month of marathon just torturing myself with, like, there's, like, a total, I think, of 3 Kong ripoffs in this style. So there was Bigfoot. There was with Alice Cooper's in that movie.
There's a lot of crazy Bigfoot movies. The craziest one I've seen is Night of the Demon.
Oh, that one's a masterpiece in comparison. There was Ape vs. Monster with poor Eric Roberts. Why the fuck is he doing that? I love that man to death. And then there's this piece of shit. So I thought, I should just do this massive trilogy of just utter crap.
Oh my god.
I saw Asylum drop a trailer for a new movie, and you know who it stars?
Oh,
Eric
no.
Roberts.
Oh, god damn it! No, I would just, you know what? You guys should watch a better movie with him. Watch By the Sword. That's amazing. It's like Karate Kid with sword fighting.
Yep, the newest trailer came out 6 days ago. It's called Mega Boa.
Actually, it's cool,
Jesus.
Sean. With By the Sword, Sean, with Eric Roberts, he's pretty much running Cobra Kai, but with swords.
Cobra Kai. We talked about that earlier. Fucking amazing show. Like, that show is so good.
It's weird because I've never really seen any of the Karate Kids outside the first one and the remake.
You don't really need to, but, like, it helps.
All I know is just basically, as I just call Karate Kid, I call it Kid Rocky.
But Cobra Kai is, like, even better than the Karate Kid films.
Well, no, because, like, the thing is, Karate Kid is just, like, Rocky for kids. In fact, it's the same director and all those guys just making a Rocky movie for kids.
I mean, it pretty much is.
Yeah, you'd think I'd be interested in those movies as someone that does martial arts, but like I never really got into it. I thought
Ryan?
the Jaden Smith one sucked.
Well, that one does suck. You would
It
love
was
Cobra Kai.
it was okay. I knew it, like, because the thing is, I don't think it was meant to be a Karate Kid movie. It was actually supposed to be called the
Kung Fu Kid.
The Kung Fu Kid, but because I guess they got the license to the name, they said, "Fuck it, let's call it a remake and call it a day."
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is basically a live action anime. It's the best live action anime without being an anime.
Which anime though?
Just an anime in general. Like you can like, I don't know, like your typical shonen anime, but like it. Jack, you will fall in love with the show within the first episode.
Well, it's no Dragon Ball Evolution.
Well, it's certainly a lot better than that.
Jeez.
No, Dragon Ball Evolution is like the room of live action anime movies.
Oh, this is true. Pacific Rim. This guy comments pretty much live action anime.
Well, no, that's just them ripping off. It's Evangelion, pretty much.
Oh no, Evangelion is 100 times more depressing.
Yeah,
and it gets really abstract and weird in the second half.
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing about Godzilla vs. Kong. Did you guys notice the? Hang on, I just scanned a stupid call. Anyway, did you guys notice the what is it? The references to Evangelion in the film. Like, Ryan, did you notice like when the business guy at Apex, he turns to Serizawa and just says, "Get in the goddamn chair." Like, that was a total nod to the Evangelion. Shinji get in the goddamn robot.
Again, I'm still waiting for my like ultimate collection. Like I bought it offline like back in like October, November, and they still haven't mailed it.
What, the Evangelion stuff?
It's from like GK Kids. It was supposed to come here in December, but then they said January. Like my friend and I both got it because it was like a limited they sold it within like a day. So it's funny, Ryan, I just picked up for like $3 at a thrift store. I found The World of Kong and Natural History of Skull Island, which is a book I've been really soughting after.
Isn't that like what they have in documentary form in the Peter Jackson thing?
Yeah, on the DVD, yeah, but
yeah.
The book is super rare. Like, it's going for about $200 now. I picked it up for $3. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Are you just gonna keep it or resell it?
Oh fuck no, I'm keeping it. It's funny. There was a friend of mine who was kind of searching through some stuff, and like he went to like some collector's antique mall. And I don't know if you guys know this, but in 2005, when the Jackson movie came out, they Sideshow Collectibles had put out a limited edition series. They only made 500 of them that were replicas of the Kong 33 armature that's 18 inches tall that Bob Burns owns. So they made like 500 versions, and he saw one. He said he wants to grab me, and I'm like, oh, I want that. Just to have a replica of the original Kong armature. Like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know on eBay there's in terms of props, you can find some of the Kong's hair from the 70s remake. There's some listings on eBay, which was an actual thing though, like, because when the movie came out, there was like a little merchandise campaign where you can get a keychain with some of the fur from the animatronic, and you get them in a little keychain with a certificate of authenticity.
I've been looking at a bunch of obscure stuff on eBay, and I found the most hilarious thing ever. It's the Taco Bell Godzilla '98 T-shirt with the Chihuahua on it.
Was it Gizmo the dog or Gidget?
Wait, I'm gonna put it up because I got it on eBay. It's hilarious. It's like, here, lizard. Look at this fucking thing, dude.
I want that.
Free tacos.
That's actually a nice. Imagine wearing that to G-Fest.
Oh my god, you'd probably get burned.
I'm actually gonna find some. I'm just looking on eBay on some Kong stuff. There was one thing this is actually pretty cool. It's one of the most highest valued items on eBay. It's one of the clapper boards from 1933.
Oh.
Yeah, let me find that. But it was used on the production apparently.
You can send it to me, or you can also screen share it too, and I can put your screen up.
Oh, I can do that too. Sure. Let me get on that. Hang on.
Yeah, there's a couple antique like things I saw, like some really in my cart forever have been like these glasses, like these. I think it's McDonald's glasses they've made for Kong 76.
Oh yeah, that was for Burger Chef.
Okay.
Which I don't think exists anymore. But yeah, this is one of the clapperboards they had used on the shoot,
Jesus.
and it's if you have 10 grand, there you go.
No.
Well, you know what's
Holy
funny? You want to know something really funny? Do you remember the Kong hand that was on eBay a couple of years ago? Like the animatronic hand? That's the same price that they were auctioning it for here on eBay. And I had contacted the seller, and he said to me he'd offer me $5,000 for the hand. But then the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences beat me to it, and they're going to be putting it on display at the Academy Museum in California.
Yeah, I mean, like that's like museum shit. Like a museum's gonna buy this, not me and you.
Yeah, it belongs in a museum. Well, I mean, like jokes on them. I have Kong's tooth, so I beat them to that, and that was a $200
Right.
buy with
Jesus.
shipping.
Um,
I'd rather have Kong's tooth than a clapperboard.
yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. But I mean, that's cool. You get the date and everything.
Yeah.
Cooper.
Scene 22. I wonder where that was in the script, and it's it dated. What is it? June 2nd when they were shooting.
Well, I mean, if you read the script, it depends if they shot it out of order or not. I don't know.
I don't have the script. That's one of the scripts I'm actually after. I know there used to be a digital version out on the internet, but then it got taken down, and I've never been able to find a copy since.
It's interesting. Yeah, scene 22. Trying to think.
Jack, if it was for sale, would you buy Kong's pubic hair?
Only from 76.
I don't think it would be hard to know where, because none of that shit is really around much anymore.
But would you?
If it was in a keychain, okay, I'm a little bitch probably.
That's great.
Okay, here's a question from King Venomzilla, if you want to pop it up on the screen, Ryan.
Whoops.
Would you like to see more Toho Kaiju or more original Kaiju in the MonsterVerse? A bit of both. I think we got plenty original, but I think just seeing the iconic Toho monsters gets me more hyped.
Yeah. I mean, we got the big five and Kong, so
that's true. And
yeah, there we go. This is the hair strands they have. There's his fucking pubic hair right there. God damn it.
God.
Yeah, because it was they were on a keychain. You'd get a certificate when the movie came out. So, but yeah, if you want to take a look and read that, the creature weighing 6.5 tons and standing 40 feet tall was covered in 2,000 pounds of horsehair.
Jack, there's a question for you. Did
Yes?
Bob Burns sell the armature, or does he still have it?
So here's what happened: is that for the longest time, everybody assumed that was the only armature that survived, and it was originally supposed to be the long face. And yes, Bob Burns still owns that piece, and I think it was originally, because I know he also used to have a lot of the stuff I think owned by Forrest Ackerman. But anyway, what happened was a couple of years ago, maybe about a decade ago, about 10 years ago, another one of the armatures popped up in an auction. And a lot of people bid for it, and guess who bought it? Peter Jackson.
Right.
So he bought it, and then that turned out to be the long face puppet because it was a bit more of a prototype armature, whereas the puppet that Bob Burns owns is a little bit more refined. So he owns the short face puppet. So the long face puppet is the one that fought the T-Rex and shook the guys off the log, and that one was because all that stuff you see in the movie was actually for a test reel as a proof of concept for RKO to greenlit the project. So once they finished those scenes, they went on and shot the rest of the movie.
Right.
And those were like the first scenes Fay Ray was involved in.
Yeah, I always thought the long face one looked cooler. I want to actually poke your brain and ask you if a certain one is long face. I have to zoom in.
I can take a look, because I know the short face puppet was mostly used, I believe, in the entrance.
It's this design.
That is the long face.
I figured. It looks a lot scarier.
It's because of the lips. The lips, like the snout, is a little longer, a little heighter. Like in height, like they expanded the height. The round face puppet was mostly used in things like the Kong's lair, the stuff at the wall. But then it's funny because they had built only 2 puppets, but then because in the scenes in Skull Island, Kong was supposed to be 18 feet tall, so 1 inch
Right.
equals 1 foot when they made the set. So he was an 18-inch puppet. But when they shot all the New York stuff, Cooper said, well, because New York's so big, the ape should be bigger, so they scaled him up to 24 feet in the New York scene. So they built a 24-inch puppet, and that was used for all the New York stuff and the Empire State Building. So I think in total they only made about 4 of them, and only 2 survived. Actually, the one Bob Burns owns ended up becoming the puppet used for Son of Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Because all they did was just take the original armature of Kong and just like redid it with like white fur instead of brown fur.
All right, guys, I want to answer some questions here.
I'll be right back. I just gotta put my pizza in the oven.
Pizza
Fair
time.
enough. Gotta get warm pizza. What kaiju films would you guys like to see get a restoration of an official Blu-ray release? My pick is Half Human. Shit. I'm trying to think of a movie that hasn't had that. I mean, I don't know.
The War of the Gargantuas would be my pick.
I thought it is on. Oh, right. It's not on Blu-ray.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. I think
I have it
probably
on
Frankenstein. Yeah, I have the Rodan Gargantuas DVD, which I hear is really expensive now. I just happened to find that at the Best Buy.
I got it as a gift years ago.
The one I'd probably want is Godzilla 85, the American cut. I think should get a complete Blu-ray restoration.
I agree, Jack, because it's on VHS, but like no other format.
Well, it's funny because because for the longest time, even before Toho finally put the movie on DVD and Blu-ray, which is only the Japanese version, I went to Fan Expo and there was a group of guys who were selling kind of bootleg copies of certain films. So you could get a copy of like the Star Wars Holiday Special and a couple other movies. So I picked up 2 films there. I picked up Hammer's When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, which is a very rare movie to come by. And it came with, but there were apparently 2 cuts of that film put out. And then they also had Godzilla 85, but what was cool is it came with the Japanese version and the American cut, both in widescreen, along with a ton of extra footage, a ton of extra
I think I have
material.
the exact same thing as you, Jack. Because I thought I bought because I saw on eBay like, oh, they released it, so I bought. I'm like, what is this? I didn't realize.
Wait a minute. Are you guys sure that the classic media one doesn't include the Blu-ray? Doesn't include the American one?
It does not include the American one, as far as I know.
Are you sure? It says Raymond Burr
Jack,
right
is it
here.
this one?
No, well, mine has a different cover. Mine has the original 85 poster, and on the back it's the Japanese poster.
Yeah.
No, mine has 2 discs.
Mine has like 3.
Yeah,
I swear I watched the American version on this.
No, you
Well,
watched
did
it international.
Did
I'm
you
sure.
Did it have Raymond Burr in it? Because then it.
I actually don't remember.
I'll say this too, because I think it's funny because with the original Godzilla, I think the Japanese cut is superior, but with Godzilla 85, I think the American cut is better. I actually do think it actually made the film a little better. Yeah, it has an English dub of the Japanese version.
All right, fair enough.
But it doesn't have the I think it's also because of rights issues, because the American version was actually produced by Roger Corman.
Oh shit, this is Kraken. My fault. I mistake this for the classic media one. My fault.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of people, since I did my Blu-ray review 76, have been asking, do you know if they're going to put out King Kong Lives? And I said, I have no idea. I have heard nothing from Shout Factory.
I don't think there's enough of a demand for it.
Oh,
Well, I
it'll
mean, there-
happen.
The thing is, what I've heard for the longest time when it came to the Blu-ray releases is that Paramount was planning to put out a box set called the Dino De Laurentiis collection, which all the movies that he had worked with him on. So it was going to include things like Orca, Kong, and I believe, White Buffalo with, what's his name? What's his name? I can't remember. The guy from Death Wish. What's his face?
Charles Bronson,
Yeah, with Charles Bronson.
or
Bruce Willis.
Oh God, no.
I saw that in theaters. I
well,
kind of
no,
had some fun with it.
The first Death Wish had Jeff Goldblum as one of the bad guys.
Ooh, ah.
Yeah, he's the one that says, "God damn rich." Like,
Remember when Goldblum
yeah, like,
played other characters that aren't himself?
yeah, like I can't remember what else he was in. Like I know he was in The Fly. I did watch that. That was a good movie. He was in he was in Cats versus Dogs. Which
With
was
Tobey
that like
Maguire?
oh god, yeah, oh my god, as the Beagle. I remember seeing that shit in theaters. It was awful.
But you know what? There was a sequel.
I will say this, that what was great about the shots of Jeff Goldblum in Cats and Dog is I remember in the early days of the internet, they used footage of him in that movie for fan trailers for Batman Triumphant. Because he was one of the original runners-up to play the Scarecrow.
Oh my god.
Batman, taste my fear.
There's
Yes.
3 Cats and Dogs movies.
There's 3?
Jesus Christ.
The second one went to theaters, had a budget of $85 million. Why? But you know what? It stars Chris O'Donnell.
Of course. Oh, Chris. Dude, you were the boy wonder. Now you're this hideous thing. You're kind of like Michael Keaton. He was the Cape Crusader, and then he was a snowman.
And then they had Cats and Dogs 3, Paws Unite.
Ah! Right up there with the Paw Patrol's universe.
With
God,
George Lopez voicing one of the dogs.
because of course, look, George Lopez has been being paid to play fucking Chihuahuas the last few years. So
Yeah.
I don't pull it past him.
Hey, I'm gonna steer the wheel here because Jack is here. Back to the original topic. Jack, what do you want to see for the future of the MonsterVerse? Where do you think they're gonna go?
What I would like to see in terms of because what I think the plan should be is, in terms of just other future films, I would like to see a Mothra prequel set in say World War I or World War II. I always thought of the concept of them doing a Rodan movie, but they make it basically Top Gun with Rodan is what I would like to see. So a Rodan movie, but there's it's in the 80s and they have stuff from Top Gun and shit. That would be great.
That's cool.
And then Godzilla wise, I see him in 3 more films. I do want the next antagonist to be something like Biollante for sure. Should be established. I think there should be a Destroy All Monsters film. And that should be their big Avengers event, and then ends with a remake of Godzilla vs. Destroya.
See, I would kind of make Destroy All Monsters, bringing Destroya that way.
Well, I mean, I would
Sure.
Destroy All Monsters. I mean, I think what they should do is at least to get, if they're gonna remake the original Destroy All Monsters, give Ghidorah a fighting chance and bring in some other monsters. So bring in say Megalon from the Hollow Earth and Gigan from space, and then you have them against all the other monsters.
You know, I'm still with Rob from ETN, even though I thought of the idea before he did, I think. But Biollante I still think works great for these movies.
Biollante and Hedorah
Yeah,
would be I think, you know what, give Godzilla 2 opponents, kind of like in 2014.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I know what I would also say if they do a Destroy All Monsters and bring in some of the heroes, bring in King Caesar. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing King Caesar. In fact, I am the biggest advocator for this because I've seen this all over the internet. They bring in Jet Jaguar and it's Bryan Cranston when he takes off the helmet. No, because the idea I had is here's how you could make, because look, we've already gone completely ape shit with this franchise, is that when they drop him in the water, he's grabbed by some Atlanteans or something, because we established kind of Atlantis is in this, or they take him to space or something, and then he's built by aliens, the same aliens that say make Gigan, and he comes down to Earth and it's Jet Jaguar, and nobody knows who's this Jet Jaguar, and then he takes off the helmet and it's Bryan Cranston. I don't know why.
Actually,
just go there. Fuck it.
I'm gonna bring this up again. That whole image thing where there was that fan poster, but there was an image in it that was from the actual Godzilla art book way before it was released, so people think it's real.
Yeah, it's funny.
Do you
too,
guys
'cause there's,
remember that?
Yeah, because it was the concept art matched up with what came out later on.
There was also a scene in
Right.
the protest where some guy had a protest sign that said "Destroy All Monsters."
I would title that movie just to I'd call it Godzilla and Kong Destroy All Monsters with the colon there. I think
Right,
that
the title is better.
I just would just call it Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, because I think the thing is, like, I think Kong, he should show up as sort of like a backup plan, basically. Like, you know what I mean? Here's, like, if they say brought in Megalon, right? Maybe Kong's on Hollow Earth just doing his thing, but then Megalon appears from the Hollow Earth, attacks Kong, and Kong has to try to warn the other monsters, but it's too late. Megalon's already attacked the city.
It's time to bring in the son of Godzilla.
How about the son of Kong? Why not bring in Kiko?
Why not both?
Kiko and Minya. Hell yeah. And they're like the bumbling duo.
Let's bring Chris O'Donnell in just so he can say, why not both?
Yeah. No. Freaking Godzilla Jr. is voiced by Chris O'Donnell, and Kiko is voiced by Jack Black.
Well, technically, I mean, if we count Rampage.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they could. I don't know how it could fit into the MonsterVerse unless it takes place in an alternate universe.
You know what? Everything's about
Right.
the multiverse now.
Well, that's the next step. Like multiverses, especially after Spider-Man, like that's the next step.
I'm
Like,
trying to
that's gonna
find
be-
this image.
Well, that's actually what I do want to see with Godzilla movies. Let's get a Godzilla multiverse film. I want to see Godzilla versus Godzilla. Like, I want to see like maybe the legendary Godzilla versus Shin Godzilla, or even say they take 1954 and bring him to the present time, and he fights like the newer incarnation of Godzilla. You know, stuff like that would be interesting. Or how about like if they brought in 54 and he fights Kiru, and then he has like a personality complex because they're both the same creature.
Look at that final thing. We all want Destroy All Monsters as the finale.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's a
makes
skull
sense.
crawler.
Like a Skullcrawler, Destroya, Gigan, Megalon, and then you have like Godzilla, Kong, Mothra can show up because they did establish there's another egg. Rodan.
Bring Anguirus for Christ's sake.
Oh,
Well,
Anguirus, hell yeah.
Well, Jack, if you watched my What's Next for the MonsterVerse video, I think I had the perfect pitch for it. Basically, my idea was like you kind of go in three directions with the MonsterVerse. You'd have Kong exploring the Hollow Earth and all the secrets down there. You'd have Godzilla on the surface. I think the first one should be Godzilla versus like a Biollante, like biologically created titans would be the next logical step, because you've had mechas, you've had normal ones, you've had aliens.
I think, yeah, biological ones. And it's interesting because, like, I think what they should do is, like, have Kong be on the Hollow Earth. Like, I think they should definitely establish that the two monsters are both guarding each part of the Earth. So Kong guards the Hollow Earth and Godzilla protects the upper Earth. But, like, the idea is that if they bring in Biollante, leave Kong out of it. I think Kong should be there as sort of like a cameo, but it should focus on Godzilla.
Right.
Because I do like the idea that, like, some of these superhero films, like in a lot of these franchise films, they're not always going to be like, let's call in the team. Like, they have to focus on the solo heroes.
Then I think you should go into space. And that's where you bring in Gamera.
Well,
Okay, Gamera is the next step.
right.
They have to do Gamera somehow.
Explore other planets.
Yeah,
Well,
Godzilla
you know what's
goes
interesting?
like Optimus Prime in Transformers 5. Godzilla
And Max
just
Born
imagine
scene-
Godzilla floating in space. Just imagine that. Godzilla flying in space.
Well, we have seen that.
Well, we should get Godzilla another planet, but Max Bornstein's interview there, he mentioned that like what he sees of GVK as is kind of like the Avengers, or that's like a jumping off point. And after the Avengers, they did like a couple solo films first. They didn't keep accelerating it.
I don't know. I saw it more as a better Batman v Superman. Like I saw it as a much better version.
Yeah.
You know, like it didn't like you know, and I'll say like I'll say this. It was very just a minor spoiler in my review, Ryan. I did not make one save Mothra joke because it was so hard not to, and I said I'm not doing that.
Good.
I cannot do that anymore. The joke is done to death. We
It's
get
been
it.
beaten.
We get it, guys. Batman v Superman sucked.
Jack.
No, that movie's
don't
like
say
so
that on
old
Twitter,
now.
Jack.
No. You know what? I mean, look. I thought it was okay for that whole thing now that I've seen Zach's full vision. But it's like, guys, it's time to let it go. It's time to move on. These people don't want to make your shit.
Jack, you don't understand. You haven't been on Twitter. You don't understand. The fandom will not let it go.
What are they gonna do? Send a guy in a wheelchair with a bomb attached to him to come over to Congress and blow me up?
You never know.
Yeah, just like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world will never know.
Let's see if there's anything else here. Next monster, Sidora, right, Orga. I don't think they should bring Orga.
I don't know how you get. I think you don't want too many monsters in the big brawl.
Space Godzilla will be cool.
That, you know what? Space Godzilla is underrated. Talk about an underrated monster. It's funny because I have an idea. One of my ideas I have for a future project is the idea that there's a Mecha Godzilla, but he's got space crystals embedded in his metallic structure that is the same space crystals as Space Godzilla. So then somebody says, so it's a space Mecha Godzilla. And then they put the giant jetpack thing on the back. And it's like, no, it's a super space Mecha Godzilla. So just like go completely crazy.
I mean...
And then they put like the freaking missiles and stuff on his back and tail, and it's like, now it's a Shin Super Mecha Space Godzilla. And then they add like
down for another Son of Godzilla.
They add like all Optimus Prime's this like thing, and it's like, now it's a Shin Super Mecha Space Godzilla Prime Maximum.
Jesus.
I don't know, just like go like just basically Super Mecha Death Christ 2000.
I've for a long time I've sort of had the feeling, like, I say a long time, that it might, in kind of like my heart, I wish they would kind of maybe not like end this thing, but I kind of wish there was like a restart where we could finally get like a 1954 actual remake.
Yeah,
that's what Shin was for.
The more I
like
go
a horror.
and look,
I thought Shin Godzilla sucked. I finally saw it.
Okay, here's the thing. The more I look at 2014, the more I realize how much we were fucking lied to in the advertisement, because I was expecting 1954 with Bryan Cranston as Raymond Burr, basically. He was going to be the new Steve Martin. And the more I go back and watch it, the more I can't stomach that movie for how much of just a total tease it is. And how much they just completely subverted expectations. And
it was still the closest to the tone of the original Godzilla, though.
It was, but they could have been better, is all I'm saying. It's just, you can't fucking see anything. You can't see what the hell's going on.
Just turn the gamma to 100 on your TV.
It's like watching Godzilla in the POV of Mr. Motherfucking Goo. The Leslie Nielsen one. Wait, Sean, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Remember when Disney made all those live-action remakes of, like, really shitty 60s cartoons? So they did, like, George of the Jungle, which is good, and then they thought, well, that did well, let's do Mr. Magoo, and then it sucked. And then some other company took over and did Rocky and Bullwinkle, and it was awful.
I disagree. I actually love that movie.
Okay, it's stupid, but it's bad, but it's enjoyably bad.
Come on, the John Goodman cameo.
Oh my god. No, the Whoopi Goldberg cameo I remember more. When they went to court.
That genuinely is really funny, though. Celebrities are above the law. And they get out of there crying.
I'm surprised there wasn't an O.J. Simpson cameo in that bit.
Oh my god.
No, that's what the Naked Gun's for.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Dude, I love the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah, it was funny. There was somebody made was doing like a review at Universal Studios, and there was like an ad in the 80s where like there was like some ad where you can get like a chicken meal and you can get tickets to Universal, and it had two O.J. Simpsons in the same frame, and then this guy's like, "Wait a minute, the killer was the other O.J." It's like, okay, yeah, it's one of those things where. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're going to be doing. I think it's pretty much in limbo right now, and I think it mostly has to do with Toho. Because isn't Toho planning to still do their, like their reboot of the movies, but more going back to, like, the Heisei era?
I don't know any of their plans.
Because all I've heard is they want to do more live-action Godzilla movies, but the last thing I heard was they wanted to actually continue off where Heisei left off.
Really?
Yeah, like I heard
like
they, because I've seen. Yeah, like I've been seeing like ads, like articles where they just show like the Heisei era, and I'm like, is that where we're going with this? Are they just gonna like continue Heisei with Godzilla Jr.? Like that would be interesting, like to have it take place like 30 years later after Destroya.
Right.
Like that would be to see how the world kind of copes with that Godzilla.
Yeah, honestly, the longer I watch and like I'm a fan, I think the Heisei is my favorite series now.
It is for me because it's just it kind of takes a lot from like the Batman like the Batman animated series of the franchise, where it's a mix of dark and serious action with a little bit of humor in later installments.
I think it has the best continuity. Like it feels the most like a series out of any of them.
Yeah, it feels like almost like a shonen anime, you know, where it's like you're watching all this go out. Like it's fantastic. It just sucks that none of it just sucks that none of their projects really got off the ground. Like there was things like they wanted to do Kong, but then they did King Ghidorah. Then they thought Mecha Kong, but then that was a hassle, and they did Mecha Godzilla instead.
Yeah, I mean, that dude. I mean, imagine if we got the Godzilla versus Kong in the '90s. We probably wouldn't have the one today, though.
Well, it's interesting because because from what I heard, they wanted to do it as 2 films. They wanted the first one to have Kong establish, and then, you know, they both fight, and then Kong actually lives, and they turn him into a mech, like they a cyborg Kong. That's where the whole concept of, I think, cyborg Kong. I think, like, what is it? Todd McFarlane came up with that action figure of cyborg Kong. It kind of came from those early concepts.
Jeez.
Where like Godzilla fucked him up so bad that he had to get like mechanical replacements on him, and I think that's where they later installed it into Mecha Ghidorah.
Mechanic Kong.
Yeah.
Man, everyone really thought we were gonna get Mecha King Ghidorah.
Well, we kind of did, but not really.
Yeah, in spirit.
They Batman v Superman did, where it's like,
In a
oh,
weird, crazy way.
Yeah, because at least like Batman v Superman, Doomsday is just Zod in like a new form. Well, Mechagodzilla, it's just Ghidorah in a mechanical form.
You know, I had a crazy idea. It was in my MonsterVerse video I did about, you know how they have like that technology to kind of mind link with the that Ren was using in GVK. Why not use that? Like kind of take an element from, was it Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, and just try to communicate with Godzilla that way, like psychically.
Right.
I think that would be really cool. And then you can actually hear him talk, but like you can get like somebody just kind of dubs him over, like Keith David or something.
I was like, there was a lot of stuff in GVK I was extremely surprised by, like the fact Kong can not only talk, but he can fly.
I remember I talked about like how cool that would be, like, well, even before we got a trailer about the idea of Kong learning sign language. I'm like, that'd be a brilliant idea to evolve him, and ironically, they did it.
Right. I mean, yeah.
And then, like, when they played, like, the Man of Steel theme when he saves Mechagodzilla, that's when I was like, yeah, you know, forget the King title. He's Super Kong now. He's a Super Kong.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about these movies, actually, is I think they have a better portrayal of Kong than Godzilla.
I don't know.
I think they both even out.
I think Godzilla's been very well.
I think they took, like, what 33 had in mind for Kong, and they just took it and ran with it, even the design and everything. But like the idea that he's like a missing link humanoid thing, they totally nailed that.
I don't know. I feel like Godzilla's been done very well. He definitely needs to be fleshed out more, and I think that's when you can bring in his son to kind of showcase a different side to him.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Son of movies.
Let's not forget what GVK gave us: Smiling Godzilla.
Right.
That's still like
Jack's audio was like buzzing like crazy. I'll mute him for a second. I'll give him a sec.
Perokokik says he doesn't like how they make Kong appear so weak. He's the underdog. He's literally John McClane. He's in over his head. But you know what? Kong is still like the main character of the movie. He saves Godzilla. He saves the world.
Yeah.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My pizza was done. I just gotta let it cool off. I always felt like they they did well on both monsters. I think they really did kind of allow a bit more. Like, I mean, again, I like the concept of, like, because I think just because they use the Man of Steel music. In fact, when I did my review, and I do make comparisons, this is actually a really funny story. I was a little concerned that the video would get delayed because I was having constant copyright issues with that one segment, because I had literally shaved it down to like 5 seconds for each bit of the theme, right? So I play the bit where Kong jumps on Mechagodzilla, and then I immediately go to the theme to Man of Steel. But they claimed it, but the person that claimed it was the one that owned the Man of Steel theme. And that's how similar. He owned both segments. So it was so similar in the music that the copyright detectors couldn't even tell the difference. So it's like, really? Wow, like, no shame. But anyway, to the point, I like the idea, and I've kind of been thinking about this concept. Like, what if Kong became a Super Kong?
That's like getting into like the Netflix territory.
Yeah, like, I mean, Sean, he pretty much becomes a Golden Uzaru.
I mean,
like,
didn't Jordan
from
Bob
GT.
Roberts share like concept art for that or something?
What, of a Super Kong?
He shared an image of Kong in like the Vegeta suit.
Oh my god, I was thinking, should I make him an Uzaru? Oh, you know what? Now I'm starting to think about it. Since Bob Roberts is a Dragon Ball fan, he probably, looking at Kong Skull Island, thought, I'm gonna make this fucker Uzaru. Now I want to see a fan trailer for a Dragon Ball movie where they use footage from Kong Skull Island. That'd be amazing, actually. Fine, I'll do that trailer.
It just makes me sad, Jack, knowing that the live-action Dragon Ball movie we got is still just evolution.
Well, it's funny to think, because I looked at some research behind the scenes, because Fox, when the show was doing really well on Toonami, Fox got the rights right away, and they were just sitting on it. But when they were originally trying to pitch it around like the early 2000s, the first person they actually went to was George Lucas while he was working on the prequels. And like right when he finished Revenge of the Sith, they said, "Do you want to do a Dragon Ball movie?" And George was like, "I know of it, but I got enough going on. I want to do Indiana Jones 4 with aliens." It's just but then one person who had a huge interest, because it turns out he is a fan, Zack Snyder. Like, I honestly think had Zack Snyder instead of doing a DCEU series, he'd done a Dragon Ball series, that actually would have done some serious business.
I mean, the action in Man of Steel basically is Dragon Ball.
Have you seen the edits people have done with the DCEU fights where they add Dragon Ball Z sound effects?
I have.
I literally look at like in Batman v Superman when like Batman's flying around, that's just Piccolo. So Ben Affleck is Piccolo now.
Okay.
Actually, that'd be good casting.
Well, I mean, it'd be I don't know. Ben says he's done doing IP movies.
Well, I think Henry Cavill. Actually, I could kind of see Henry Cavill being Goku. Like, later years Goku, like at post GT.
I mean, the final it's just Goku versus Vegeta is Superman versus Zod.
Yeah, and then like the big bulky guy is Nappa.
And then Feora is Android.
A Cyberman. No, he's Cyberman. She's a Cyberman.
I don't know. She kind of kicks most people's asses.
Who's the first one of those of the two to die? Which one's the first one?
Well, Feora doesn't really die. She gets sucked into the Phantom Zone.
I was gonna say she gets a Yamcha'd.
Well,
no, that was Jimmy Olsen in Batman v Superman. He got Yamcha'd.
Well, you know what? In the Flash movie, apparently General Zod and Feora are coming back.
Yeah, what the hell is that about?
Travel.
the multiverse.
Time travel.
It's still Flashpoint.
It's still Flashpoint.
With their own version of it.
Twitter was having meltdowns over it the other day because apparently some people say it's going to erase all of the Zack Snyder movies, which...
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, I'll give him credit with Ben Affleck coming back. Apparently this is his last one, right? I heard there is a scene where he does meet Michael Keaton. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Well, what do you mean get rid of? Like, it's never going to come back, or like in actual continuity?
Basically, the Flash goes fast enough where he alters time and space.
I know what the Flashpoint is, but I'm saying like the logic of that is he creates another new universe. It doesn't like erase old ones.
That's the thing. It does erase the Snyderverse from existence.
It just creates a new timeline. Is basically it.
A new timeline where it never happened.
Well, it did happen because you had to like get to.
Well, it did happen, but when Flash just tries to go back, he can't. It's
We're
Terminator
following
rules.
a new universe, and everyone will be pissed off.
It's Terminator rules, like the first one, where when you go through time, you can never go back to where you came from.
Except in DC Comics, you can.
So when the Flash does travel, he says, "I can never go back to that time period ever again." So even if I do, it's always going to be a new variant.
Man, I've given up on DC and Marvel.
That is the one thing I'll say I don't like about time travel since Endgame. Like, Endgame kind of ruined time travel because I don't like the idea of, like, oh, whenever you time travel, you're always going to be in an alternate universe. Like, I like the Back to the Future rules where it's like you go back to the past and you just got to be careful not to alter the future. And then if you alter the future, you can go back in time and fix your mistake. Like, it's simple, but they fucked all that up and said, oh, now it's all variants and multiverse. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, I hated Paul Rudd's line in that scene. So Back to the Future's a bunch of bullshit? Fuck off!
Endgame is not even a very good movie. Like,
no, Back
Endgame's...
to the Future is one of the greatest series of trilogies ever, and you're just fucking, like, thanks, Avengers, you fucking raped it.
Okay, then.
You did it worse than Biff trying to do to Lorraine. I was so mad at that line. I hated that line. Back to the Future's a bunch of bullshit. Shut up, you'll never be that franchise.
Well, I mean,
I've seen the first two.
Oh, part 3 is amazing. Like, I had an argument about this on Twitter. I said part 3 is better than part 2 because part 2 is outdated as fuck.
Like, when they were making part 2, they said, we're probably going to be way off, so let's just make it fun.
Well, but, like, now that we've passed 2015, now it's kind of irrelevant. The only parts that are actually, it's funny, because as a kid, I always liked the first half in 2015, and I hated the second half. Now that I go back and watch the second one, I like the second half more than the first half. So when they go all back to, like, the alternate 1985 and 1955, I'm like, that shit's good. But then 2015, I'm like, this sucks. It's cool, but it's like, it sucks. It's like a kid-friendly version of Blade Runner.
Damn, Parakoki says Jack thinks Kong 76 is the best one. He can't be trusted.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's pretty much tied with the original is what I said. It's tied. It can both cannot be topped. Is what I'm saying. Both are equally good. I'd say they're better than the Peter Jackson film. As much as I like Jackson's remake, I'm said that first draft, man, you should have stuck with that first draft.
Right. I'll say this. I think the 3-hour cut of 76 gave me a lot more appreciation for it.
Absolutely.
76, like, my issues with 76 is, like, there really needs to be more monster fights. It's just...
Well, there is. I have an alternate page that's not in the script in my copy.
Well, it's not in the movie, so it doesn't count.
Well, they had originally had the idea of having more scenes with the snakes. Like, there was going to be multiple, and the crew, like, shoot them and they take off, like, early in the film as they're traveling through the jungle. But Dino thought, nah, we got to focus on the love story.
Man, why did they pick snakes? Like, the hardest thing for them to make look realistic.
Well, it was a couple of... I think it was probably the most realistic creature outside of Kong. And it was just more practical than just, like, you know, getting dinosaurs and stuff. But the thing is,
been doing that shit for years. You could
like,
just build the costume.
I think the problem is that even when they shot the snake scene, it did not work because there were, like, 3 different versions. There was, like, one on a track, which you see in the opening segments. Then there was the one that was for wide shots that was really huge. And then there was the ones with, like, the mouth that moved for close-ups. But all that ended up not, like, a lot of the stuff with the fight, it wasn't working. So they actually had to stop shooting and think, well, we got to figure out how to shoot this. One of the ideas was they were going to get a little guy and build a miniature version of the suit and get a real boa constrictor and make him fight that.
That would be awesome.
In, like, a high frame rate. I'm like, okay, that actually would have worked. But they ended up not doing that, and just what they did was they took the snake puppet and they just cut it into pieces and wrapped it around Rick. And just when he's, like, trying to grab, when the mouth is trying to get him, Rick's actually squeezing the neck to make the mouth move.
Throw Wee Man in a little costume.
That's the next Jackass stunt.
Well, they did King Kong and Jackass 2.5, where they painted Preston black.
Oh, that. You know what's funny? Because when I saw that, that was my original way how I was actually going to shoot my climax. Was I was going to get a hill and make a model mock-up of the building and get like RC helicopters to fly around the actor. But that ended up being impossible, let alone cost-effective. So we just shot it on green screen. Which, by the way, my movie's almost at 1 million views.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
Are you able to get revenue from that? Because you have the new soundtrack.
Oh, I've been
now, right?
getting revenue for that actually.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been getting a ton of revenue. Yeah, like my GVK review actually is like probably my most successful episode. In just 3 days, it got like over 7,000 views.
I'm gonna have to watch it tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, like it's good. Like Sean, you can vouch for me. It's good.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty solid. It's
A lot
the
of people
second
say-
best review. It was the
Really?
second best review of last year.
Well, what was? I mean, I know what your favorite episode. If you had to name like top best episodes that I've done of my show, because so far I think I've done over 140 episodes.
Well, Jack, I've been in 2 of the best ones, so
Well, yeah.
actually 3, because I was in the Power Rangers one too. The Mummy was a
Yeah.
pretty good one.
You're in a ton of them actually.
I'm a good luck charm.
The captain's log joke in that one where you guys are in space, you just cut to Nick and he's taking a giant diarrhea shit in the captain's cabin.
Oh my God.
That's the funniest
Man.
thing ever.
I still think nothing beats your 96 video.
Well, it's funny because I got when there was that other YouTube channel that did a video that's like 55 minutes long. Granted, they have some pretty good footage that they use. They found some stuff that even I couldn't find. That I did download the video in case I need that stuff because I couldn't find it anywhere. But a lot of people came back to me and said they were really disappointed with that video, and they said yours was better, man.
Nothing will ever come close to the shockingness of his Android 18 scene.
Oh, the Valentine. No, that's the
Yeah.
great. That's. I mean, it's funny too because I haven't heard from Batty Alana in a while. She kind of went off grid when the pandemic hit, which like that's completely understandable. But I'm hoping to hear from her soon. So, I have plans that if she's just gonna be MIA, I'm gonna have to find an understudy, which is totally okay. So that's what you got to work with in COVID land.
You know what would be a funny idea, Jack? She gets turned into a waifu pillow.
Well, it's funny because the idea I had is that if we had to get a different actress, we were actually going to have it where because she traveled through space and time and shit, it kind of altered her form. And the other idea I was kind of tinkering with for a while is that the reality breaker on her starts to glitch out. She goes back to her anime form. Which I don't mind either in case that's the last resort because I have a really great YouTuber, which you guys should go check out. Her name is Bayteen. She is one of the best voice actresses for YouTube. She did stuff for Prince Vegeta's channel. That guy with like 1 million subscribers. And but she's been working steadily with me with a lot of stuff, so she's super fucking cool. So
Dude, I needed a friggin' woman voice actor to do one of my video ideas. I couldn't find one.
I might know a few if you need one, depending on what you're looking for.
All right, I was gonna do something based off of the Godzilla Marvel comics a while ago.
I remember that.
I was gonna say, is your character a tomboy or is your character one of those sweet innocent girls characters?
Hard to say. It was the 70s, so I probably not a tomboyish.
Okay, so I think I might know 1 or 2 people that might be able to help you out, man.
That's cool. I really wanted to make that happen. I don't know about that. If I could get people, that's the next thing I would do on my channel.
The one thing I do want to do is because I'm thinking, depending on how long this pandemic looms, like I know we're gonna have to at some point get used to it, and just let it keep going with our lives and not just shut our cultures down because of this. If anything, the worst case scenario, one thing I thought of is going back to doing Lego animation, and I've actually been investing in it. I want to do an adaptation of the '96 script, but all as a brick film. And because of that, if I do that, I'm gonna have to get voice actors.
Yeah.
So but the thing is, I have to get voice actors who can play what was originally casted. So like a George Clooney for Jack or a Bruce Campbell for Jack. For Anne, I want to get a Kate Winslet, a Robert De Niro. I found out actually from that other '96 video that Ian McKellen was scheduled to play Anne's father in the script. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So you have to get somebody who sounds like Gandalf, which I'm already pretty good at doing. But about Toby, Mr. Bilbo Baggins. So yeah, something like that. I have to look into a few ideas.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get you guys involved because you guys could probably do some cool voices.
Well, you know me. I'm kind of like.
Oh, you're pretty fucking good, man. I'm surprised no other people have reached out to you to do like cell stuff.
Oh well.
Well, I think a lot of people's top priorities is Devil Artemis, who's probably the best follow up to Team 4-Star. I love Devil Artemis.
Oh yeah, they do some pretty funny stuff.
Cell and Kermit, I never thought would make for an amazing sitcom. You know, like that's the funny. I think the first thing I ever saw was where they had to do like a cliffhanger and they're fighting like Ultra Instinct Yamcha, and Kermit's like, "Well, you have to think of something to end this episode with. Cell, let me suck your dick." What the fuck, Kermit? That's gay. And then like it says to be continued. I'm like, okay. I saw that on TikTok. I'm like, I need to look up who the fuck this guy is. I was laughing my ass off.
I think what was it? Rolf showed up at one point.
Oh my god, Rolf! Rolf! And even Cell looked like he was shitting bricks. Like, why would you bring Rolf? He's the keeper of death.
He's the son of a shepherd.
Rolf is the son of a shepherd! Can we get the Godzilla versus Kong fight, but it's all just Ed and Eddy sound effects? No, actually, I think that exists. Hang on, let me go find that.
Jesus.
I think I saw that. I'll go link that in the chat. You can show it, Ryan. It's really funny.
Man, Ed and Eddy, that's a fucking throwback.
Oh, well, because like I watched.
Wait, I found it.
I found it too. Hang on. No, I found it. I think I found it. There's a couple of them actually. There's a lot of them. Shit. Oh, this one's like a few seconds, so you could probably get away with this one, Ryan. Let me go send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I grew up with like the first like the late '80s, the late '90s, early 2000s era of Cartoon Network. So I was there when Ed and Eddy like first launched, and that out of all the stuff on Cartoon Network, outside of like Dexter's Lab, was my favorite show on the network. And what's great about Ed and Eddy too, it's Canadian. And you guys wouldn't even know it. Canadians are weird.
All right.
Oh, you got to show this. I'll just see how funny this is.
Oh, I love Ed and Eddy.
All right.
I watched the whole series last year.
I'm friends with a couple of the voice actors, which is pretty cool. Oh my god. It just makes everything better. Oh my god.
All right, I don't want to show too much.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah, Lego My Ego says, as a Canadian, I can confirm we're weird. Canadians are weird.
I mean,
poutine.
Look at your squirt guns.
Yeah, it's turkey basters. I mean, to be fair, we have Super Soakers, but they're like Nerf has taken over all. You know, Nerf bought Super Soaker.
No.
Yeah, they've owned Super Soaker for a while.
Oh god, that name, Super Soaker. Heard that a long time ago.
They were a popular set of water guns. Yeah, okay. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this. You probably never heard of it. You ever heard of EnterTech?
No.
EnterTech were a series of water guns in the 80s, but they looked so real that they actually got banned because a couple of kids were playing out in the field and they got shot and killed, so they actually banned the guns. And actually, it's funny because EnterTech prior had done a movie license for Rambo toys, so they made like the guns based on Rambo.
Jesus Christ!
But check this commercial. This commercial is actually pretty rad. Like, these are really cool water guns. They're really high in price now, though. But just play this shit. This shit's actually really cool.
Okay. Sorry, I'm on slow Wi-Fi. I'm in a new location now. All right. I'm up in the great state of Maine. I'm actually closer to Canada now. So there you go.
Nice. You should come. Well, you should come visit, but we're under lockdown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I'm like 20 minutes from Canada, but they'll never let me in.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
When is this from? Oh, 86.
The 80s. Yeah. The King Kong Lives toy line.
Dude, it's the paint. Why do they have to paint it black?
Oh, it gets better. That.
Well, I mean,
oh my
they see a
God.
red door and they paint it black.
Holy
Why
crap.
does it look like they're next to the White House? Oh my God. We're gonna go right. It's Olympus Has Fallen.
That looks pretty fun.
Don't you mean
Yeah.
White House down?
No,
Just
it's the King Kong Lives toy line dressed as Colonel Nevitt as they go shoot a pregnant giant gorilla.
Jesus.
Jack, isn't it weird? Like, I know you just referenced Olympus Has Fallen, that we had like two like exact same premise movies. It was that and White House Down.
Olympus Has Fallen was better.
That's true because it was R-rated and it had Gerard Butler.
And I mean, it's a pure propaganda film, but it's a fun propaganda film.
Have you seen the sequels?
I have not. I've only seen clips of the sequels. I didn't get a chance to see them.
They're both really ridiculous, but I kind of love them.
Yeah, like I love it. Like, you know what? That's the thing too. Like, there was a period of time. It was like that movie and like G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, where it's like, or like Retaliation, where it's like, remember when North Korea was the biggest threat to the world a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Ah, good times. They were a lot smaller. So we can make fun of them because they were smaller. Ah, man. Kaiju wise. Oh, that's the next step. Bring that into the MonsterVerse. They tried, like, the world is trying to go after North Korea, so North Korea is like, bring in Paul Gasari.
Jeez.
Godzilla versus Paul Gasari. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's like not USA. It's Japan versus Korea.
Yeah, like, oh, I'd watch the shit out of that. And then they bring in Gamera as backup.
It starts an actual war in Asia.
And then they bring in fucking Reptilian. From like that
Now,
other...
like, fucking Gorgo stomps in with a British accent.
God save the Queen!
Don't forget Conga.
All right.
Conga and Gorgo show up, and then fucking Reptilicus from like Italy.
Then Yangari.
Yangari.
Why don't they just have Gorgo versus what was that, Conga?
Well, like, yeah, and then the Americans are like, well, we don't have Kong. What do we have? We have Cloverfield. Bring him in.
God.
That's what I'm waiting for. Godzilla versus Cloverfield. I've been promised that for years.
Jack, somebody's asking in the chat, will you watch the extended cut of Halloween Kills?
Probably not. I look, I was going in very skeptical at first when it was announced, because I'm like, what happens when they always do a sequel? It always sucks. They've done it 3 times now. They did they did Halloween 4, it was good. Then they did Halloween 5, it sucked. Then they did H2O, which is good, but to be fair, that one's not holding any more relevance because it's a Scream ripoff. And then they did Resurrection, and it sucked. Then they did Rob Zombie's remake, it was great. Then they did 2, it sucked. Then we had this one, it was good. And now I'm thinking, well, what's the pattern? The next one's gonna suck.
Scream
and
5 comes out next week.
Y'all were all about, the critic review is great, okay, maybe I'll have hope. And then I watched it, I'm like, this is awful. This is absolute garbage.
Halloween Kills was amazingly stupid.
Halloween Kills was forgive my language, it was one of the most retarded things I've ever seen in my life.
And I love it for that.
I absolutely, but no, because it's just insulting. The script was written like from like a cancel culture on Twitter.
Jack,
That's what the dialogue felt like. I was reading cancel culture tweets.
Jack, I feel like it's done to be like intentionally like really stupid though.
But
like,
no, when
everyone
you're doing
in that movie,
a sequel to a very serious film, you can't. I'm sick of that. Stop going goofy with the franchise like that.
Jack,
with every
have
sequel.
you not seen the Evil Dead franchise?
Well, that's different because it was originally intended to be dumb. You know, it's like Halloween 20. I'm sick of calling it 2018. It's called Halloween Returns. Halloween Returns, just like was a good follow-up, and then they do another stupid, dumb thing with the sequel.
But it was so funny. Jack, the door kill. Come on. That was
My friend Doba just who fucking walked out of that part. She said this is she really hated that movie.
I had a blast. Like, it was the right kind of stupid for me.
The part that pissed me off was all the stuff in the hospital. Like that really, because as a person who's very much an advocate for mental health, that really pissed me off.
It just goes to show how stupid the people of Anfield are.
They literally went all King Kong in that segment. And it was unnecessary, and it was really why. And no, I won't review it just because it's no homage is Kong. That's really dumb.
The score is pretty good, too.
The score was... Okay, I'll admit, the score is actually pretty solid. Like, when they all corner Michael at the end, and they're playing when he's putting on the mask, I swear to God, I hear elements of... what's the song by Ozzy Osbourne? Fuck. I brought it up on Twitter. What's that song that Ozzy says like da 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 da
Crazy
da?
Train.
Yeah, it has elements of Crazy Train in that piece. I'm like that's so I was just expecting like when that beat's dropping where Michael's putting on the mask, I expect to hear I. Why is that a question? Have you watched my channel? What do you think my ethnicity is? Oh my God.
Who knows?
Oh well, okay. If you want to know, like descendants of Scotland, Irish, American, Canadian, that's it. In fact, my dad's side of the family, we are actually what is it? Fuck, I can't. We are descendants of the Buchanan clan of Scotland. Which is, they actually have a castle there. The last time it was used was in World War II. It's where a famous SS officer shot himself.
Jesus. Hey,
Yeah.
shut up, Shaun.
It was actually a really cool place of.
I feel like Spider-Man in what is it, like the first movie where he's like, they got my name wrong. SEAN, but that's okay.
Well, that's the thing. I think they've been tinkering the idea of finally doing Spider-Man 4, so we might actually see Bruce Campbell show up as Mysterio in that universe.
Good. It'll be better than Far From Home, or as I like
my
to call
God.
it, Far From Good.
Remember when Jake Gyllenhaal was a runner-up as an understudy because Tobey Maguire fucked up his back after Spider-Man 1? And there was rumors he was going to replace Tobey?
God.
That would have been awful.
I know, we wouldn't be blessed with emo Peter.
Yeah, it would have been like Batman Forever. Like Batman, like just, like the I swear to God, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'll admit, No Way Home did kind of redeem Amazing Spider-Man 2, but man, did that feel like a Joel Schumacher Spider-Man movie.
Joel Schumacher's movies are better.
Well, only thing missing is spider nipples on the costume.
Oh,
With
Jesus
little
Christ.
with webbing engravings around the nipple part. The nipples are in the shape of little webs, cobwebs, the little spider egg webs.
My brain makes me forget the Andrew Garfield movies, and I haven't seen the new Spider-Man, so don't tell me anything about the cameos. But
Okay, no spoilers. Yeah.
Those movies were not good. I actually saw both of them in theaters. Only
I did too.
Spider-Man movies I'd seen in theaters at that point. I
Same
was
here,
too
but
young
they
to
were
see the other
awful.
ones. But yeah, I was like, God. I mean,
I do defend the first one a little bit. The reason I really defend it, honestly, is because a lot of people seem to just forget this one. I like the costume in that one.
it's not horrible.
I love the ideas. Like, wow, we get to, because that's the biggest issue I've had with all the movies, especially the Maguire ones. Who the fuck made that costume? Because Tobey did not make that costume. He had that specially ordered.
He's super smart. Like, he can build.
In the comics, didn't he have like his own Lucius Fox who made his costume?
I think he just made it.
Well, it's like, how do you make it with those engravings and that, like, the 3D kind of printing around the webbings and shit? Like, how can you make that in fucking 2002, no less?
Well, yeah, the synthetic web versus the natural web. Didn't the Garfield movies get that correct?
Right.
They did, yeah, but I'm talking about, like,
to No Way Home. Toby's the only one who has the organic web.
But I'm just talking about, like, the stitching of the costume. How did Tobey put all that together with all that shit? At least with the Garfield one, they show how he made it. And the part that sold me was the idea that the sunglasses shades are the eyes. Like, brilliant. Brilliant, real off. That is a realistic way of how somebody would make a Spider-Man costume.
Jack, your video of the Tobey dance made me laugh.
Well, I did that because look, it was a trend, and I didn't know what to do with like New Year's Eve. I spent most of my time playing Battlefront on Steam, so and like chatting it up with people on the server. So I was like, I've got nothing better. And I ordered a fuckload of food that night. Like I ordered like 2 pizzas, wings, and like a bunch of drinks. And I was just chowing down on wings and pizza. Speaking of which, I gotta get my dinner. I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to end the stream soon anyway.
Well, why don't we end it now? Why don't we end it now or whatever, and then I'll go eat.
We should
Right,
go a few more minutes and then.
So
Okay.
I guess why don't we just wrap up like future plans, what we're doing? You guys can go first.
You first, Sean.
Well, finally hit the 2,000 subs. So
When are you gonna
that's-
put out the intro?
at some point.
The theme song. You gotta start getting your review show going, man. I mean, I'm helping actually. What is it? Brock McGinnis, indie fan. He's got his show starting up on Thursdays, new episodes, and I'm putting out reruns on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I know. I got to get back to working on the review stuff. Like I've been doing just comic book stuff because it's just like simple and convenient. But
You could do comic book stuff in your reviews too, man. Like that'd be cool. Do a variety.
Well, I know. Like those ones I do. Like I just record like not unscripted. I just do them right from my phone, and then I can record them anywhere.
But do like some, I don't know, do some scripted reviews. You know?
No, I know. I want to get back to that this year. So that's one of the goals this year. But the next big video I got to work on is the 2,000 subscriber special, which is something Ryan has been waiting for so long.
And I will bug you about it and make you do it.
Yep.
What's going on? What's your first review you're gonna do in the new scripted show? Also, what's going on with your Rick O'Connell video, your essay?
Shit, I forgot about that.
Do you still have the script?
No.
Oh shit!
I wrote some ideas down, but
I made you those thumbnails, man.
Jack, it's a long time ago. After I got COVID,
that was like 5 months ago.
Exactly. I can't
That's
remember.
not a long time ago. 1992 was a long time ago. I'm gonna be 30 in like a month. God, you fucking kids.
I turned 20 in a couple months.
My birthday is like the 1st of next month, so.
But anyway, Sean, that you have that coming up, and I want updates on your writing of that. By the way, you are going to show me that you're doing it.
What's your first scripted review? What are you thinking about doing for an episode?
I don't know, because like I had a script that I was already like writing like last year for a video, but I never finished it. And people were asking me about it, so we'll see about that.
All right. Well, on my end, I mean, obviously, I've started up the Inuyasha vlogs for season 5. I just finished the 100th episode. That's gonna go out next week. I've got Fandemics coming out, like reruns, like remastered episodes coming out Tuesdays. Brock's gonna have on his channel new episodes Thursdays. I've got a new TV intro coming out Thursday. Like I like the TV intro series where I take my show and make it like a certain TV series.
Yeah.
And then on the 7th, I'm doing my highlights of 2021 video, so that comes out Friday. Then the following Thursday, I've got a new fan trailer coming out on the 13th, and then on the 14th, I have the intro to season 7, and then I'm actually right now working on the first episode, and it is going to be Kong related, so it is going to be a Kong review for the first episode of season 7.
Jack buys Kong's pubic hair off eBay.
That's the next Behind the Gates segment.
Jeez.
Because I actually started a segment of my show called Behind the Gates where I order stuff online and I actually get like the mail sent to me, so I like do an unboxing sort of review. But I mean, I guess I could say what I'm kind of talking about Kong wise. It's not just a Kong review, but the Kong review subject in general involves Transformers. So I'm knocking Transformers off the list somewhat. But you'll see it when you'll see it. You'll know what I'm talking about. That's gonna be the first episode of season 7.
Okay.
All right.
But anyways, I guess let me just. I feel like what was I saying? The 2,000 subscribers special. That's for Ryan. That has to be done. The Rick O'Connell thing. See, Jack, this is what happens. I'm like, I get excited about something, and then like something else happens, and then I just completely forget about it.
Just take notes and keep them in a notebook. Like I keep all my ideas. I keep in a notebook now.
I get super hyper, like so many ideas at once.
Oh, same here, man. Same here.
So
You gotta
that one, like,
organize it.
that's true.
Yeah, I organize all my notes. I ignore all my notes, and I just say like, oh,
one of the
that,
big
this,
reviews that I was waiting for the Blu-ray to come out is Halloween Kills, but that's me and my friend. That's a co-op thing. So.
And that's gonna be fun because I think we all know who's gonna show up in those.
Yes, and
I would say wait for her like Halloween Ends to come out and then do like a double feature, part 1 and part 2.
yeah, we were thinking about it. Like we wanted to film something this October, but we just couldn't get together to film.
Well, you just gotta film it ahead of time. And actually, I was thinking like shoot some stuff outside at night, like during the Halloween season. Get the atmosphere.
Right. We wanted to end the video on like some sort of cliffhanger for the next movie. But I just wanted to say King Venom. They delayed Rise the next Transformers movie. They just delayed Morbius. It was supposed to come out like in 2 weeks.
Shit.
When did they delay it to?
April 1st.
Oh
Damn.
my god! They know it's bad, so they said fuck it, put it out on April Fool's Day.
That movie has been delayed 7 times.
What if it's just actually just not a movie and they just play like an episode of the Spider-Man cartoon, like the
Probably be
60s
better.
one, the 60s one. It says gotcha. We never made a movie because we just say we saved you the trouble. The studio just says we saved you the trouble. It sucks.
Oh my god. I didn't think the trailer looked that bad, but I don't know anything about
Honka,
Morbius.
honka, as Jared Leto would say.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey Joker.
Well, that was Batman Forever. Joygasm!
God.
Oh, he's actually really funny in that.
I love Jim Carrey in that movie.
I'm gonna give my little ending here, and then we can end it. So, I started like shifting my focus to more personal projects, which it's a bummer, but I don't know. I just kind of figured that was more important at the time. But there is some stuff that I want to do, but again, it's gonna require either a lot of money or a lot of effort and a lot of people. So one of the things I had was like a series on the Marvel Godzilla comics, like kind of acting them out and stuff. And if I can get the voice actors to do it, I'll do it. But
I'll just voice like half the characters.
I was going to do the narration, which is itself is like a third of the comic. But like Nick Fury's in there and a bunch of fun cameos and stuff.
I was going to say too, if you need a voice actor, I've actually been wanting to get into it, so I'll provide some voices for you.
Cool. That would be a lot of fun.
You know what you should do? You should get Nick to play Iron Man. Because he's actually plays Iron Man in my show, so you should get him to be Stark.
I think I was going to get Nick to play Nick Fury.
He can do that too. Like if you need him, if you tell him to do the voice of Iron Man, I can provide and get the audio filters where it sounds more like him in the suit.
Yeah, kind of like what you did with Zordon.
Yeah, I can do this. I was thinking about like if you need a guy to be Thor, I'll do Thor.
I think there's only one Avengers crossover, but yeah, I really want to get that done if I can just get the voices for it. And other than that, there was an idea I had where I was going to buy a bunch of collectibles on eBay and do like an unboxing. If I can get to do that, I will. But other than that,
Toho Tuesdays 2022.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
We'll see about that.
I remember we wanted to do that, but then it was just like,
right.
No.
Hey, that's the way things go. But those are my closing comments. So you guys say your farewells.
Well, this was fun. I really miss doing these streams because we just shoot the shit and ramble on for like 2 hours. But it feels good to be kind of back doing something. It's the first kind of video I've been a part of this year. I got some comic book reviews that'll be out tomorrow and Wednesday. Like I always try to turn those out as fast as I can. The 2,000 subscriber special has to be done. Obviously for Ryan. So
yeah.
that once that thing is done, it's the most smug, pretentious video of all time.
It's going to be a big video, I'm telling you.
It will. It has to be.
Well, I did my 10,000 subscriber video a while ago, and I did a whole spoof of me entering Rohan saying we've hit 10,000 strong at least. You should check out that video. I should find that video. It's actually really funny. On my end, I actually do like doing these. I actually would say too, take the term Toho Tuesday and do like a podcast every Tuesday, Ryan. That would actually be good for your channel.
Potentially. I do have my podcast that I do at school though, on that other channel, which I should pimp out right now.
Well, you should do it here too. You know, you should have something so you can keep the videos going.
Right, Ryan. I mean, like I miss like just seeing the infinite number of Kaiju Network videos. Like I get a notification or you go live or something. It was fun, but now it's just like nothing.
Because I have shit to talk about.
Well, we can just—that's the thing. Just start like a movie or just like a geek talk podcast and just call it Toho Tuesdays.
We'll see about
You
that.
know?
Could be
Ryan,
fun.
go back to the beginning of the Godzilla franchise and just cover every movie, and
All right,
then
I'm
cover
gonna
every
show
comic.
off.
and
Oh,
then-
I'm actually. This is funny because Jack commented on the picture that I had taken for this. This is my new channel with my friends.
Yeah, like that's a great like however you shot that, whatever you use, like that's a great camera. Like fuck, I want that.
It's my Sony A7. The camera itself cost me $1,600, and the lenses are like another $1,000.
Oh fuck, 'cause look, I just use the fucking handy cams, man. That's all I use. I need to update my equipment a little better. Because it's funny because I look at that image and I just think of the campfire scene from the first Ninja Turtles movie. Like it looks that pretty.
We have these like tube lights that are like lightsabers, and we set one all the way blue and one all the way orange and put them next to each other. We stepped in between it.
That's amazing. That's like Dova Jess who did that with one of her cosplays where we just took two lightsabers, like the effect sabers, and we just lit like both sides of her face, and came out pretty well.
Yeah, but me and my friends will be doing another season of this when we get back to school. We're still learning how to do it, but I would check it out if I were all of you. I mean, this is an interesting group of movies. We tried to like get all over the place, but
Falling Down's really good.
That's a great movie.
It's our biggest episode. And we saw The Last Duel, the Ridley Scott movie, so we decided to do a quick video on it.
Well,
too.
you gotta do his first movie, which is The Duelist. That was his first movie in '77, and it's sort of like a match between the two, and like because the Duelist is actually really good. It's about a guy in the Napoleon Wars who's just constantly trying to challenge people to duels, and he's just a real snarky asshole about it. It's a good movie, and for his first movie, it's actually pretty impressive. You should do Legend.
We only have so many on the list, and we don't want to overdo a bunch of directors. We've already done Aliens, so we don't want to keep doing Ridley Scott. But we have a couple lined up for next season I'm excited about. But Mulholland Drive was a great surprise for me. That was David Lynch movie. It's fucking nuts.
That's the one with that's the one where Naomi Watts shows her boobs, right?
Yes, there's a lot of lesbian sex.
Well, look! Freaking Seth MacFarlane did a whole Oscar stage show singing about how you see actresses' boobs in movies. Like he went down the entire list.
I'm sure.
Boobs.
We saw your boobs. I love that shit.
Yeah, so this is what I'm kind of working on now, and if I can get that comic thing out, then I'll do that. But
I'll help
other
you
than
with that, man. If you need help with that, I'll do some voices for you.
I mean, the editing's covered for me, and I own all the comics. I just need the voices recorded, really.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll make some Google Drive of like all the. I have HD scans of every page of that comic series, so like all you guys would have to do is just read them. But all right, I'm gonna end this thing because I don't want to go on too long. But thanks everyone for coming on, and thanks you guys for joining too.
Do more of these. Actually, these are fun.
I'll try to.
At least do a once a month stream.
Sure. And everybody go subscribe to my podcast. It's also on Spotify, so
awesome.
go there too. All right, bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.